Okay, so picture this. You're scrolling through your phone, and suddenly it's not just reading an audiobook. It's narrating it like, say, Morgan Freeman. Or maybe you're listening to a podcast, and with a tap, it's instantly translated into another language, voices and all.
Wild, right?
Wild is an understatement.
Well, that's the kind of future 11 Labs is working towards, and we're diving deep into their world today. We've got our hands on some fascinating insights straight from the source, their own blog posts, some from back in November 2023, others as recent as July of this year.
And it's all happening as mobile devices are taking over. Did you know that over half of all web traffic is now on mobile?
Seriously? Wow, that's huge.
It is. We're living in an on-demand world, constantly on the move, consuming content like never before. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just look at the boon in audiobooks and podcasts these days. We all want information and entertainment wherever we go.
Exactly, and that's where 11 Labs comes in. What's interesting here is they're not just about one app, they're building a whole suite of tools.
Right, it's a whole ecosystem for AI audio. But their claim to fame, the thing they're really known for, is creating these incredibly realistic, human-like synthetic voices.
For sure, that's their bread and butter.
And speaking of which, they recently launched the Reader app for Android. Pretty big news. Although, full disclosure, it's currently only available in the US, UK, and Canada.
Right, still in its early stages.
Yeah, but they've got plans for a global launch soon with even more language support, so keep an ear out for that.
So we keep saying AI voices, but what does that even mean in this context? How do you go from text on a screen to something that sounds like, an actual human being?
Oh, it all boils down to this pretty incredible technology called neural networks. Imagine like a massively complex digital brain that's been trained on just mountains of voice data.
Okay, so like feeding it tons of audio so it learns how we speak?
Exactly, and that's what lets 11 Labs move beyond that old school robotic text-to-speech. They're actually mimicking the nuances of human speech, the breathing, the little pauses we all take, even the emotional inflection in our voices.
It's not just what we say, it's how we say it. That's the key. Right, and this is where things get even cooler. Because 11 Labs is taking this even further with their voice cloning technology.
Oh yeah, we can't forget about voice cloning. This is where things get really futuristic.
Definitely. I mean, we're talking about the potential to listen to any book narrated by anyone. Picture your favorite celebrity or even, your significant other reading you the news.
Okay, that's kind of creepy, but I get your point.
Yeah.
It's personalized audio taken to a whole new level. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
They really are, and that's what makes 11 Labs so fascinating. It's not just about replicating voices, it's about what you can do with that capability.
I mean, this is all super cool, but it's got to be about more than just mimicking voices, right? Like, what's the real-world impact of all this?
Oh, absolutely. It goes way beyond just novelty. Think about accessibility for a second.
Okay, yeah.
For someone with a visual impairment, trying to read on a phone or even a computer screen can be a real struggle. But imagine if any text, any article could be instantly transformed into spoken words.
And not just spoken, but spoken in a voice that's engaging, easy to listen to. That's a game changer.
Exactly. Everyone deserves equal access to information, and 11 Labs is making that a reality. And it doesn't stop there. Personalized learning. Huge potential.
Okay, how so?
Well, imagine textbooks that aren't just read aloud, but narrated in a way that resonates with each student. Or how about learning material delivered in, say, your own voice? It's been shown to help with memory and retention.
Wow, that's wild. So, like, you could record yourself reading your notes
Yeah.
and then have 11 Labs create a whole audio course based on your voice.
It's not that far-fetched. But it's not just education. Think about audiobooks. What if every book you listen to could be narrated by your favorite actor?
Okay, now you're just messing with me. That'll never happen.
Well, with 11 Labs, it's not impossible. And podcasts, too. Imagine our deep dive, but narrated by, I don't know, Oprah Winfrey, just for you.
Okay, stop. My mind is officially blown. This is seriously next level stuff. It's funny because I remember when the only option for text-to-speech was those robotic, monotone voices.
Oh, yeah, we've come a long way.
Big time. But 11 Labs feels different. They've managed to make synthetic audio. Well, human.
It's true, they have. And they're not slowing down anytime soon. Right now, they're working on some seriously complex stuff, like seamless language switching.
Seamless language switching? What's that?
So, it's one thing to have AI that speaks multiple languages, but to have it switch between them in a way that sounds natural, especially with similar sounding languages, that's a whole other challenge.
Ah, I get it. So, like, if you're listening to an audiobook and the character switched from speaking English to, say, Spanish, it wouldn't sound jarring or artificial.
Exactly. That's the goal anyway. Still a work in progress, but they're making strides.
Amazing. Are there any other big hurdles they're facing?
Well, as with any powerful technology, ensuring it's used responsibly is crucial. Think about deep fakes. But for audio, that's a whole other conversation about ethics and potential misuse.
That's a very good point.
Hmm.
So much to consider. Well, I have to say, it feels like we're just scratching the surface here with 11 Labs.
Oh, absolutely. The future of audio is wide open. Who knows what we'll be listening to in the next few years?
Exciting times ahead. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. But here's a final thought for you. How would you use this kind of technology? What would you create? What would you experience? Let us know. Until next time on The Deep Dive.